Okay, I got all my clamps. I'm doing this in stages. There's 4 rings, but I only want to do 2 at a time because I use a lot of glue to make sure that I've got plenty there covering every square inch of the face of these. And the reason I only do them in pair, or one at a time, I should say. I'm gluing this one to this one. I'll add another ring later after it dries, and then the last one. The reason I do that is because I have to center these on each other at 12 and 6, roughly, and 9 and 3. And if I were to put all these rings together at one time and try to do that, it's a bit of a nightmare because they're going to slide around. This way I've only got to deal with 2. They're still going to slide around, but I'll be able to finesse it as I go. Okay, you can see I've got a lot of glue squeeze out, but I'd rather have too much glue than not enough, so I don't mind this. And what I'm checking for is the inside and the outside, is to make sure that, again, I've got as much of a corner there as I do exactly opposite of it. It looks like that one might be a little bit larger. Let's check here. Okay, I've got that there, so that would be on this side. I've got to check. Yeah, they're close. I mean, it may not be perfectly centered on each other, but it's close. And so the reason for that, obviously, is because I want to try to make sure I take as much material off the ID and OD on the whole setup once they're all glued. So all of these are going to get glued. Once this dries, I'll glue the next one on, and then the last one, and then they'll set up, and then I'll attach them to a faceplate and be ready to turn. There we go, all glued up, all 4 rings. I think I mentioned in the last video that I decided to make one more ring because I want to make the profile of the drum hoops a little taller than what's standard. This is kind of a standard hoop. You notice there's a rabbeted joint here, a rabbeted cut, I should say. That allows the collar of the drum head to sit down in. I've made several snare drums where I made the hoops a little taller on the profile, meaning that part of it. And by doing that, it does 2 things. It allows me to make the cut a little deeper so the collar sits down further and hides the collar completely, as well as it just, to me, it looks good. It has a beefier look on the drum. So remember, I did an African Bubinga and I think a Granadillo and I don't know, 1 or 2 others back in the day, and I really like the beefy look of it, so that's what I'm going to do on this. So now this is just going to cure for a couple days, and then I'll put a faceplate on it and be ready to turn. All right, see you then.